Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I begin in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. May peace and blessings be upon the family of Muhammad and the messenger of God, the mercy to mankind. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam has a very beautiful hadith in which he says, a true believer must take the medicine from the Quran and apply it to their hearts. For example, if one goes to the doctor today and he is sick and he goes there for treatment and the doctor gives him medicine, but after he leaves the doctor he does not use that medicine, what was the point of going to that doctor? Likewise, the Holy Quran, if you read the Quran and you dwell yourself into the Quran and you don't apply what you read and apply that into your life, what was the point of reading the Quran in the first place? You are no different than someone who just reads and forgets. But we're not supposed to be like this. We're supposed to mix the Quran within our flesh and blood. This is how you become one with the Quran. We have a very famous saying. It says that, do not tell people you read the Quran, but let people see the Quran in you and your actions. This is something that's very, very important for us to implement in our lives today. For the Quran, it teaches us ethics, morals, the best principles of life. 95% of the Quran is about your relationship with Allah, your Creator, your relationship with your people, your relationship with yourself and your soul, and the people and your community around you. Only 5% of the Quran is laws. As such, we must apply the medicine of the Quran to our hearts and become better people. For if you do not become a better person after reading the Quran, you have wasted this opportunity that Allah has given you. And something else we have to realize is that today, how many of us have memorized the Quran? How many of us know all the topics discussed inside the Quran? How many of us today, if we are faced with a question with someone from a different faith and they ask us to explain the topics mentioned in the Quran, how many of us can do that easily without referring back to Google or opening the Quran and reading it and giving them an answer? We should become one with the Quran as if it is mixed with our blood. We should be able to answer in a second what the Quran talks about. This is the word of Allah, the word of our Creator. How do we expect to answer God on the day of Qiyamah, on the Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of judgment, when He asks us, did you heed my word? Did you even read my word to begin with? Most of us spend hours on our phone. If you open your phone today and you go and check your usage, iPhones tell you this, and many other phones tell you how many hours you spend a day on what. For example, it'll tell you spent 8 hours on social media, 5 hours on social media. But I ask you, how many hours have you spent on the Quran? Brothers and sisters, the Quran is the word of Allah. Do not be of those who neglected the word of Allah. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.